great win and a great performance by our team. Really responded well after a disappointing setback in our first game at home to open up the SEC against Alabama. I thought offensively today we were so much better in terms of being patient and making the extra pass. And to score 95 points, shooting 64%, was phenomenal. We're a good three-point shooting team. Last game, we were 1 for 14 in the first half. We really rushed it, and we really learned from that, I thought. And our players had a great practice on Thursday, did a phenomenal job. And a big part of it, I think, is we ran away more motion, keeping it in space, spread. And both these guys, IJ, can all penetrate, make plays for others. I think Mario did an incredible job. Our bench today, when you look at EJ Datcher and Eli Wright, were fantastic, and IJ. I mean, we're playing 10 deep, and I thought Zay gave us good minutes, and we were concerned whether or not he'd be able to play. I didn't put him in the second half with a 20-point lead most of the half just because I didn't want to tweak it. We need him ready to go at Arkansas, and I thought he made a really positive step today. And give them credit. We had a nice lead, and they never quit and never gave up. They fought back, and what did they cut it to? What was the biggest?
13 or 12.
I think it was like 11 or 12, if I remember, in the second half. I mean, they went from 25 to 11, and what I remember is they were down against Vandy big, and they cut it to a 2-point loss. So we're excited about the win.
Questions for the players?
Lamar, just talk about your game. Obviously, coming back home, close to the area. What was your emotions going into the game? How do you think you played tonight?
Well, I wanted to approach the game like I approached all the other games. Be patient, run the sets that coach wanted to run, get everybody involved as the point guard, and just make plays when they're there.
Q, what was it like in this game? Obviously, you've been through some ups and downs over the last 2 years. What was it like to get to a big lead? That's something y'all really haven't had over the last couple of years.
I think it was good for our team, just getting us confidence going into the next road game we have, and just getting more experience with the younger guys because they haven't had a lot of it. But I think it was a good win, and I'm ready to move on to the next game.
Did y'all need a game like this? Obviously, you didn't play as well Tuesday night against Alabama. How was the game for you?
It was good. I just tried to play within myself and try to get my teammates involved and just play within myself, like Coach Howland told me last game, and just calm down and just play my game.
Obviously, I had an eventful trip down here. Can you talk a little about your experience with all that?
Really, I was asleep most of the trip, but I did wake up once I seen the accident, and my coach got off and helped the lady out of the car, so I was glad about that.
What was the trip down for you like, Lamar?
It was an adventure. It was good. We had to deal with a lot of adversity. We had to keep making a lot of changes. So I was just happy that we were able to respond in a positive way and come out and get a good win. We had a nice preparation going into the game. We watched a film from the Alabama game. Noticed we took a lot of quick shots. Today we wanted to come out, move the ball, get some open looks, get more than 4 passes, and just be solid.
Lamar, did it mean a little bit more for you to start this game at home with a lot of people in the crowd?
Not really. I just want to come out and play my game, play within myself, and just do whatever I can do to help the team.
I was really proud for Lamar because to play in front of your family and friends, he had at least 20 people here because you have to get tickets from your teammates, his mother, and to come home and play in front of so well. I mean, in the first half, he played 15 minutes and had 4 assists, 0 turnovers, and was really dominating at both ends of the floor. And so I was really excited for him. I'm excited for our whole team.
Any other questions for the players? We'll let them go. Great, thank you. Questions for Coach?
Ben, talk about the way the freshmen responded. Obviously, their first time in an SEC road venue. Just talk about the way they played.
Well, this is actually their first true road game of the year, was today. And obviously it was a benefit for us as it was for Alabama to not have the students here. Because, you probably don't have as boisterous situation, even though it got loud today. I remember a year ago, this place was rocking with the students in session. That's one of the tough parts when we're on semesters, that you have that throughout the league. But I look at Eric Holman's numbers. I thought Holman had a great day. I thought Schneider had his best game of the year in terms of being effective. I like what Eli Wright, when you look at his game, he had 9 points, didn't miss a shot in 11 minutes, played very solid defensively. E.J. Datcher, I'm looking at his 4 points, 2 blocks were huge. And by playing our bench more and keeping the minutes down for our guys, I thought that really was effective in terms of us being better defensively. And that's me. I've got to do that, and that's what we're going to continue to do, is play all 10 of those guys, every game.
You tweaked the starting lineup again. Is it just to add some more length against LSU? Is that kind of a matchup thing?
That lineup right there is going to stay that way, as we move forward.
What did you like about it? I mean,
I just
the
think
chemistry.
it makes it bigger. It gives us a better presence on the glass. I think it plays Q and Mario at their true positions to start the game, which is 2 and 3 instead of 3 and 4. And I think the length for us, when you have length, and Eric is a very skilled foreman, so he can space the floor. It's not a double low post. Eric is better, and I should say Eric too. So everybody's playing the position that they're more suited to, and you have to play out of position in terms of defensively at times. It doesn't really affect the offense now because we're going to be primarily, in my estimation, running more motion. The way we ran it today, boy, am I excited. That's the most exciting thing about this, is how we executed offensively. And Mario's been well coached. He has a really good clue, and I thought our guys really bought in. We spent 3 hours watching that Alabama film as a team, and I thought they really resonated with them, and I was really, really proud of the effort today. And especially when you consider yesterday was like a nightmare when you consider we got up, went to the airport, they said the icing machine is closed, you can't, it broke. So then we had to drive back. We saw accidents leaving the airport and going to the airport because it was so icy and snowy. We decided, well, we're going to go tape and practice here because I don't like to practice more than 24 hours to game time. Right when we were getting ready to start our stretching, all tape, the bus people called and said, you better get on the road now, they might close the road. So we then said, hey, cut your tape. We got to go get on the bus. And then it took a long time, 5 hours. We obviously had a big ordeal with witnessing an accident and helping a very nice lady out of a dreadful situation, and was really felt like that was a sign. She had a big cross on her chest, and if you'd have seen that happen, you'd have thought there was a good chance she wouldn't have been able to walk from it. And what a nice thing to have that miracle happen, and for our group to be able to be there and help her right away. Because we were worried about that car exploding the way it was smoking when it was turned upside down.
You've been coaching for a while. Have you ever had anything like that ever happen in all your years?
Not in the middle of a road trip to pull over. I mean, I've experienced a lot of crazy things, but that was amazing thing that happened.
You talked the other night about Schneider doing some things that he didn't want to do, but talk about the job he did, especially early on.
I thought he did a good job defensively in the first half. I thought he did a good job, us playing big. I'm really excited about Schneider and his future, and he took a good step today in that direction.
How did the situation unfold with the accident, and I guess how long did it take to get involved with helping her out?
Well, I'll tell you what happened is we're going down the road, 55 on the way here, and all of a sudden, Joe, the bus driver, and I'm in the front seat to the right, see this white car. So we're going like this. Perpendicular to us, there's a car, it just looks like it flies right through the freeway and goes flying off the road, and there's a big embankment that goes down. And I go, Joe, did you see that? He said, yeah. All of a sudden, a car ahead of us slows down. I said, Joe, slow down. I was worried about us slipping into them because everybody was flying all over the place on these roads yesterday. And then we pulled right up next to her. He dropped off Coach Dietz, our strength coach, Michael Moynihan, our ops director, and myself, and they pulled the bus up in case there was an explosion with this car. And Dietz was the first one on to the driver's side, and she was unconscious. And then he went around, and all of a sudden she cracked the door open, which could go just about 12 inches. And she said, "Get me out of here!" She was worried about, dying in there. She had come out of I think, a brief concussion. And so she had to crawl out the back seat. I opened up the back door to the driver's side, and she was able to crawl through and crawl out. And then Coach Dietz and Coach Moynihan grabbed her and dragged her out of there, and we pulled away. And we had a bunch of other players that were coming. A bunch of my assistants, I said, get back in the bus, because I was worried about other cars doing what she did. Because what happened was, actually, she was just in the fast lane and somehow went like that. I mean, like at 55 miles an hour. It was really frightening. And the police were on it. We called 911 in about 12, 15 minutes. We kept her on the bus till they showed up. And thankfully, there was nothing horrible that happened out of this except a totaled Cadillac. Cadillacs, I guess, hold up well to that kind of deal. Wow.
And you weren't supposed to be there, obviously. You were supposed to be
No,
playing.
we weren't supposed to be there. And I'm really thankful we weren't. Because I don't think it ended up getting on fire or anything, but the way we were looking at it from underneath, and we saw a bunch of smoke, the first thing the bus driver said is, be careful, that thing can explode. And then he pulled up to get us out of harm's way, how a bus does when they stop at a railroad track crossing. So that was very scary, and I called my wife right away and was very thankful. And so it's been an eventful trip, but a great. And we're going back in a plane tonight, so we're excited about that.
All right.